Here's a great subject for a Wednesday. It's hump day. You made it so far. Um, I'm encouraged on how most people have adapted to what's going on now. Um, I will say this again. If you're feeling stuck, our pastor at our church, one church here in Peachtree City, did a fabulous job Sunday on a sermon called Stuck and understanding what it means to feel like you're stuck. Stuck with no job, stuck in the house, stuck with financial burdens, whatever. You can go watch that video, and I encourage you to. Give yourself a little upbeat today. B1church.com, B1 church.com, and listen to last Sunday's message. It was powerful. So, ironically, I set these subject matters for these videos way in advance, and today, understanding that my wife and I talk all the time, and I said, I'm gonna go before you. You can't die before me. I don't want that. And I go back to my family, and my dad passed when I was 21 years old, 22, and 30 plus, almost 40 years before my mother passed. Now that's a bit of an exception, but for most part, men seem to die younger. So a new piece of information comes out of the University of New South Wales, and I'm going to share it with you just as a little bit of a light thing to understand that prior to this study coming out, most common sense people said men live shorter lives because they take bigger risks. I don't know about that. They have more dangerous jobs. I don't know about that. They drink and smoke more. Probably, although I think statistics have shown that back in the day of smoking, more women smoked. But here's the biggie. Men are very poor at seeking advice from doctors. Now, the irony of this is, I think that's the way it's been. But in the midst of this coronavirus thing, I get statistics back from Facebook when we throw something out there on coronavirus. And my typical audience for the last 20 plus years has been the 40 plus year old female who makes the decisions for the family. But it's intriguing over this coronavirus thing that there's been 82% of the people listening to this are male. Are we more frightened? Are we finally maybe willing to take a little bit more of an aggressive stand toward protecting my family? Maybe. And then the intriguing thing, it's been mostly 18 to 25 year olds. 18 to 25 year old males. It's quite a surprise. But facts are facts. We don't live as long as the women. Research by scientists at this university in Sydney in Australia suggests that the real reason may be less related to human behavior and more to do with the type of sex chromosomes we share. A new study published today in Biology Letters. Researchers analyzed all available academic literature on sex chromosomes and lifespan, and they tried to establish whether there was a pattern of one sex outliving the other that was repeated across the whole animal kingdom. Specifically, they wanted to test the unguarded X hypothesis. You don't need to know that, but would suggest that the Y chromosome in heterogamic sexes, those with XY chromosomes, and the hypothesis suggests that as the Y chromosome is smaller than the X, in some cases absent, it's unable to hide, which may expose an individual to health issues. Conversely, there is no such problem in a pair of homogamic chromosomes, where a healthy X chromosome can stand for another X. I'm going to give you some ideas at the end. First author of the paper, PhD student Zoe Zerkostas, said that after examining the lifespan data available on a wide range of animal species, it appears that the unguarded X hypothesis stacks up. We looked at the lifespan data in not just primates, but other mammals and birds, but also reptiles, fish, amphibians, cockroaches, grass. Does a male cockroach live shorter lifespans than the female? Do you really care? We found that across a broad range of species, the heterogamic sex does tend to die earlier than the homogamic sex. 17.6% earlier on average. Across the board. Interestingly, the researchers observed the same pattern in the classes of animals possessing their own unique pair of sex chromosomes. What's the takeaway message? Dr. Zukosis thinks that the list, the side effects of sexual selection, the degree of Y chromosomes, I was expecting to see a pattern. She said future studies on this phenomenon should test this hypothesis raised in this paper that the differences in lifespan between the sexes is set in your genes. And maybe it is. But I will tell you this. When we look at our DNA and the strandings of the DNA that can come apart if we aren't doing a few certain things. So here's a message to the guys out there, or the woman, the female out there that wants her guy to hang around as long as she's going to hang around. You got to practice some very basic things. There's a strong correlation between maintaining the strength of our DNA and the RNA by doing a couple basic things. Eating properly, staying away from the standard American diet, exercising, keeping your weight right, watching your blood sugar, not drinking or in moderation, and supplementing properly. I could give you rhyme and reason over and over again about how many different supplements can protect your DNA. Primarily, a well-rounded multiple vitamin. We have two. Frontier multivitamin and twice daily. Two what I consider the best on the market today. You want more information? You want a spec sheet on those? We can send that to you or show you how to find it. Just call our staff at 678-228-8900. Here's the word to the wise, to guys. If you do nothing and you are into that medical model, and I'm on a statin drug and I'm on Prilosec OTC and I'm just living a good life, be very careful, because this says that we have a greater predisposition to die earlier. We do. There's no doubt about it. So in the world like we're dealing with now, if you want to have help setting up the bare minimum of what you need to do, guys, gals, call and set up a time, 678-228-8900. I can't stress over and over again, if you're more predisposed to something like this, or if you look back at the genes of your father, like my dad had gout, something fierce. My dad died at age 52. And I'm in my upper 60s now. And I'm hanging in there. I still have gout. I still feel it. I got to watch what I'm doing. But I'm not going to smoke and drink and push myself to the limit. Got it? Again, our website is thenutritionshop.net. We thank you for listening to this and sharing this. You should share it with all the guys out there. God bless you, folks. We'll see you back here tomorrow. And we're going to look at an article that says, if your blood pressure is going too low, it may be a bigger risk factor than it going too high. Intriguing, new information. As always, we share it. We call this your daily dose. Have a great, healthy day, folks. God bless you. Take care.